So today we're going to talk about things I absolutely do not love when the homeowner puts their house on the market. Some of these are seller mistakes and some of these are the seller's realtor's mistakes. So let's get into it. So let's get the top 3 out of the way because a lot of you have been following me for a while and you already know what I'm going to say. So I'll make it quick. And that is paint color. Your paint color needs to be really neutral. Preferably white. Now, the mistake I see a lot of sellers making is they want their house to shine. They want it to be special. So they kind of get caught up in doing the color of the year, which I did a video on the color of the year for 2025. I will link it down in the description below. But when you're selling your home, you really want to make it as neutral as possible. And always, you guys know, I'm always going to recommend the color white. And I do have a checklist down below that all you watching out there can download for free. It's my top white paint selections that I think you can't go wrong with. So a lot of you are painting your house neutral colors. And you've been asking me this question, if you should maybe paint an accent wall. Okay, my answer to that is going to be, oh, heck no. The paint is mainly there for a primer. It's only for a backdrop. Let your buyers pick whatever paint color they want. Now, if you are living on your property and planning on being there for 10, 15 years, paint your house whatever color you want. Like I've got a lot of zany colors in my house because I like it. It makes me happy. But if I were to put my house on the market, it would be all white. I know some of you just can't stand the white walls, but I'm going to tell you, I really don't like shiplap. I have it in my house. I like it for me. And I like it for you if it's already in your house. However, if you are going to purchase something and put some paneling on a wall, stay away from shiplap. Apparently, it's trending out. I don't care. I still like it. But a lot of buyers are real picky about the trends. So if you are wanting to put something on your wall, you can always add wallpaper, like a really nice textured wallpaper. We're not going to use patterns. We're going to do like a grass cloth, for example, or a seagrass, something that adds a little texture. And of course, it's going to be light or neutral in color. So I love wall moldings, any wall moldings, except shiplaps. So wainscoting I love, board and batten molding, especially in the dining room, looks fantastic. Any type of panel molding looks beautiful. Now, some of you have reached out asking me about crown molding. I'm not in love with crown molding. You can take it or leave it. It's not a huge feature. I don't notice it necessarily when I walk into the homes like, oh, wow, this house is awesome. It has crown molding. It used to be a big thing about 10, 15 years ago. So if you are selling your house, I don't think I'd put the investment in some of that crown molding unless you have a really elaborate home and you want to put elaborate moldings in. But if you are going to put those moldings in, I would say make it more on the lighter neutral side. Something I'm not in love with are those small little baseboards. They're like this big and there's like 25 coats of paint and there's dinks in them and you can see all the different colors through the years. Oh my gosh. I do notice that when I walk into homes, the baseboards are very telling. So if you do have those little baseboards and are looking to improve your home, you might want to step it up because it does make the house look more manicured and well cared for. I hate the wrong paint color. You guys know that. And you know what I'm going to say next, which is I hate messy homes, like too much everywhere. Now, I got a lot of stuff in my house, but when I am representing a seller, I'm always going to recommend that they take 30 to 40% of the stuff out of the house because it always makes it look larger, it makes it look cleaner, and it photographs well. And I cannot tell you how important it is to take fantastic photos and advertise your property online. Because when your house comes on the market, that very first showing is online. And if your house looks like poo-poo and it's the wrong color and it's all messy, they're not going to come see it. A lot of you are like, I don't care. It doesn't make a difference. It does. Trust me, we're doing all of our shopping online. So I highly suggest you declutter. Get those boxes, get that dumpster, declutter. The other thing I really hate or dislike, and I see sellers doing this a lot, is the carpet or the flooring. And they're just going to give you a credit because they don't want to deal with it. So carpet actually is very expensive and your buyers will come in and the first thing they do is they look down and they say, oh, wow, that's going to be more money out of my pocket. And then the seller's like, oh, it's okay, I'll give you a credit. And they're like, well, why is the carpet not in good shape? Or why is there so many different colors? Was there a leak? I don't get what's going on here, but it doesn't show the property in its best light. So if you are selling your home and you have flooring that is not perfect, or if it's definitely seen some wear, when you're giving a credit to the buyer, understand it kind of sends a red flag, like what other things haven't been well maintained. Now, I know you're going to tell me, Audra, the reason why I don't want to replace the carpet is because the buyer might want a different color. It's not your problem. problem, right? If you make it all neutral, who cares? It's just a backdrop, okay? So when you are decorating your home or preparing your home for sale, remember, you're making it as neutral as possible, and your buyer can do whatever they want. But more than likely, your buyer is going to overestimate the cost of carpet, right? Or the repair of your floors. And the credit's going to be potentially higher than it needs to be. Okay, this is driving me crazy this week. I've been on several different listing appointments and I can't stand this. Where a seller who does not consult with a designer or doesn't have that flair and is probably watching, YouTube videos, and they think they're going to try a flair, and they go update their home, but they don't do it all the way. So they put quite a bit of money into, let's say, modernizing the kitchen, but there's a lot of older style components to it. So maybe they left the island and countertops, but then they put very modern paneling in the kitchen. It's like it doesn't go together. The style and the trends don't go together. And when a buyer goes to see that house, they're like,
well, I gotta go rip it all out now because they did something weird here and it doesn't really complement, the room at all.
So then the seller's like, what are you talking about? We like modern and we're trying to modernize this house and we want a premium now for this. Where the buyer's like,
no, I want a massive discount because I got to go rip up this mess.
So if you are preparing your home or if you are updating your home, I would say try to stick to the style of the home, okay? Anything that is affixed to the wall, meaning a sink, a floor, a cabinet, should all be within a relatively same style. If you're going to mix it up and try to save some money with the floors or the countertops, trust me, your buyer is going to know. You're not fooling your buyers, and they're not going to pay a premium for disjointed upgrades, no matter how much you spent on them. Be careful. I hate that for you. You just wasted a ton of money. I don't love it when I feel like the sellers are trying just too dang hard to make their house stand out. I know it sounds crazy. In fact, I did a video last week on it, and the video was very disjointed. I was laughing the whole time. It was hilarious. I had my son videotaping me on my walk to high school. I'll link it down below if you want a good laugh. But there was cars that are going by and honking, and it was really hard to communicate the information I was trying to convey. You guys hearing the horns honking? People are loving my outfit right now. This is hilarious. So I want to touch upon it right now. The best advice I can give you is if you had somebody like really special come to visit your house, how would you prepare your house? Would you have these little gimmicky, vignettes, trays that you put some wine and some reading material on your primary bedroom duvet? Would you go put the croquet set outside? Would you put the cornhole toss thing outside? Probably not, right? Would you have a big bowl of fake, oranges and lemons sitting on the counter? Probably not, right? I just want you to think, like, what would I do or how would I want my house to look if somebody really special showed up? You're probably not going to put a lot of gimmicks out there. Would you probably make sure the hand towels in the powder room are really clean? Probably. Would you make sure everything's picked up and tidy? Probably. So just kind of have that mindset. Don't go too gimmicky. Let's talk cookies. Cookies. All right. Should you cook cookies when you are selling your home? Now, a lot of you are convinced that the reason why you sold your home is because you had chocolate chip cookies cooking in the oven and it smelled really good and the buyers just were so tempted they had to put that offer in because there was cookies in the oven. Okay, so I don't think it really matters. I think it's important that your house smells really good. I will say this, it comes across a little gimmicky. Like when I bring buyers into a property and we get the cookie smell going, we're all like, yep, they're doing the thing. It's true, we do. We know you're doing your thing. So if you're going to err on any side, I say definitely make the house smell really good. Every house has a personal smell. I would try to neutralize that as much as possible. Open the doors, make it smell good. But don't try to make your house smell too fragrant, too much fragrance, right? We want it to be a good smell, just not something too overpowering. I walk into this one house this last weekend. They had like 7 candles going and they were all different scents. I'm like, oh, good Lord. And clearly they must have been hiding something or they really like their candles. But once again, that's just trying too hard. And it's really hard to enjoy a property when you're distracted by smells. I hate it. I mean, with a capital H, when I see a toilet lid up, okay? And if I come and see a toilet lid up in your house, yes, I will be judging you. I just think it looks tacky, guys. And someone told me that it's not good for feng shui. The good energy goes out or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But nonetheless, it's a good habit to get into, right? We brush our teeth. When we go to the restroom, we flush the toilet and we put our toilet lid down. So please, please, please let me sleep well at night knowing that you're going to put your toilet lid down. So I just heard this from another realtor and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole different level. And that is she had this one client that did toilet paper art, right? She went on YouTube and figured out how to do these pretty flowers and these bows and all these pretty designs, like beautiful toilet paper art. Then she would take tape and like tape this toilet paper design in place where no one could use the toilet paper roll. The buyers would go in there and not use the toilet paper. And so then they would just drip everywhere. I mean, oh my gosh. Okay. And I know a lot of you sellers are like, well, they should clear their bladder before they come to my house. I hear you. A lot of these buyers are on these buyer tours where they're seeing multiple homes and they might get stuck in traffic and they don't have time. Remember, we're trying to sell your house. We're not trying to make your house too uncomfortable. And if you did have that special person that you wanted to impress coming to your home, would you tie down the toilet paper art down? Of course not. You would not do that. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Audra Lambert. I'm one of the top selling realtors in Orange County, California. If you're getting any benefit from this video, please subscribe to my channel and smash the like button. Let's get back into it. So I really dislike when the holidays are here and the home seller goes overboard with the holiday decoration, whether it be Christmas stuff, Santa Claus, reindeers, snowman, elements that are waving out in the front yard, and they go take pictures with all this stuff in the house, okay? Highly recommend you do not do that for a couple of reasons. Number one, it makes the house look too busy. Your decorations oftentimes can look a little tacky. And the third thing is kind of timestamps how long your house has been on the market. So if you have Christmas decorations and you're into April and they go look at photos and it's Christmas decorations, they're going to be like, whoa, they've been on the market for a long time. So if you are taking those holiday pictures, please take down as many holiday items as possible. And if you just can't help yourself, I would highly suggest that you do something that's a little more classy. So last week was probably the most, and I mean the most difficult week I've ever had in my career. I mean, literally, it was awful. And I got this holiday arrangement delivered to my office, and it was from one of you, okay? One of my followers thanking me for the education that I'm providing on YouTube. And I completely broke down. I was crying. It was the sweetest thing, and it could not have come at a better time. So Jennifer, thank you. And thank you all for watching my videos. But I wanted to show you exactly what she sent me. Look how beautiful this is. Do you see this? Beautiful, large, simple, right? Now, if I was selling my house, I'd probably get rid of the bow just to make it look a little less fussy. But I mean, I'm keeping it because I love it. But something like that, if you're during the holidays and you want to do some type of, festive type of accents, something like that, okay? But we're not going to go down to the dollar store and get all the weird little things that they offer to decorate our home. It just comes across way too busy. And Jennifer, thank you so much. Really touched my heart. Can't even tell you what a big impact that was for me. Thank you. So I really hate that shower curtain, the real busy one, and it's pulled all the way over so you can't even see inside the shower. Just so you guys know, like we all know the shower looks like junk. So, don't pull the shower curtain over and don't get some crazy wild shower curtain. It's just too distracting. And the other thing is, if you have a crummy shower, like take the stupid shower curtain down because we're going to find out anyway. And don't advertise it on MLS. Like take the dang picture down. You don't want to advertise anything on MLS that looks awful. I was talking to one of my YouTube followers and she asked me to look at one of her properties in my area. And the realtor actually took a picture of a broken window and stuck it on MLS. Like, are you kidding me? And of course the window was repaired, but why would you do that? Like, that's not good marketing. Don't do that. I hate it. There's two things that realtors do that I just hate. So if you are a home seller, I suggest that you give them some guidance not to do these two things, okay? The first one is that for sale installation sign, right? It's this huge sign and the post is like this big and they stick it in the front house and the sign itself is like 5 feet wide and 10 feet tall. And it's like, hey, I'm John Smith with ABC Realty. It's this big flashy look at me sign. The reason why I suggest that you don't do that or have your realtor do that is because it takes away from the curb appeal of your home. So when the buyer is driving around, they want to have a really nice view of what that home's to look like. And if there's this really bright red, white, blue, green, purple, pink sign out front that is the main focal point, it's very distracting. I highly suggest that you put a sign, down low so that they at least can find the property and know it's for sale, but make it discreet. The second thing I really don't like that realtors do is they don't choose the right photographer, or they're not willing to spend the money on the photographer, or they just think this is really cool. Okay. So you're like, what's she talking about? And that's those photos that have the sunset kind of in the background of the house, okay? Which cracks me up because oftentimes if you look at the house and they have this sunset in the backyard, it's like the sun's not even ever over there, right? And it's kind of that real pinky hue. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a pretty sunset that the photographer kind of edits in there, but it's that pinky one. And I'll put an example right here because I thought it was really cool in the day. I'm like, wow, that pink looks great. Well, now I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cheap looking. So avoid those over edited sunset colors, right? Especially the pink ones. The pink one, not in love with it. Another mistake I see realtors, photographers making is they do this like edit and they try to make a picture they took in the daylight as a twilight shot. So they edit in the lights in the houses are all on. Because I used to do it. I thought it was really cool. It looks too fakey. It doesn't look like it's in its best light. Actually, the house looks like it's on fire, right? With all this light coming through the windows. So if you are going to do a twilight photo shoot, I say do it properly. Have your photographer come in the evening, turn all your lights on, inside, outside. There are some really pretty shots that you can do. But once again, I really prefer the daylight shots. I think that it's clear on MLS. When you have these darker, moodier shots that are on MLS, it just comes across too dark and it's hard to visualize. And you don't want your buyer to think that the house is dark. Not in love with that. And I'm definitely not in love with the edited twilight look. It just looks too fake online. Have I done it in the past? Yes, I have. Will I do it in the future? Depends on the house, right? But definitely not the edit where the house looks like it's on fire with all the windows being lit up. It's weird. And then what house has all the lights on? None that I know. Okay, I'm leaving this one to the end because I always get a lot of hate, but I just want to give you a little friendly reminder. And I also had an experience this week that I want to share with you. So the friendly reminder is I hate booties. And if I was selling my house, I wouldn't require booties. Now, when I am selling somebody's house, I usually have my shoes off and I will request that the visitors remove their shoes. I hope you noticed the verb that I used. I requested. I didn't demand. There's a big difference, okay? I've never had an issue with anybody refusing to take their shoes off. However, I have had a lot of people refuse to put their booties on because they're just older and it's difficult for them to put the booties on. But this week, I was showing a buyer a property, and this realtor runs out to me and is like,
whoa, where are you guys going? You got to put your booties on.
And we were both wearing heels, and I'm like, okay, we'll just take our shoes off. He's like,
no, bare feet. Yeah, put booties on.
I'm like, oh, Lord. So we put the booties on, and of course, booties are not made for heels. So within 2 seconds, the heel pokes through the booties, and we're slipping all around, and it's falling off, and we're trying to balance, and kind of tripped and stumbled a little bit. We're dressed to the nines. We look really good, and we're wearing these stupid booties that we're about to fall down the stairs. And as I was in that open house, I'm watching these other buyers go outside with their booties in the backyard. Folks, it's dirty. And so I kind of whispered to my buyer, I'm like, watch, this is going to be fun. So I yell at the listing agent. I'm like, hey, dude, you got buyers out there that are in the backyard with their booties. Now they're going to walk in and get the house dirty. It's like, oh my. So the reason why I say that is because now there's like double risk of something bad happening, right? So the buyers had to take their booty back off. They got to put them back on. And it's a whole stinking process. There's so much focus on these stupid booties that the visitors and the buyers have a difficult time enjoying the property. In fact, I'm sitting here thinking, I am so right on this. As I was standing there viewing the home, I just wanted to get out because it was hard to stand. I was having a difficult time balancing. Didn't feel very cute. We all know I am. I'm just kidding. But nonetheless, if you are selling your home, just understand the risk. Okay, I know what you're going to say. Okay, here you go. I don't care, Audra. If there's a buyer that wants to buy my house, they're just going to have to suffer through the booty process. It's not a big deal. I got new carpet, and they're not going to get my carpet dirty. So my only suggestion to you is you're either more committed to, your process, or you're more committed to, selling your home. And I'm going to suggest that you get on board and have a mind focus or mindset, is what I'm trying to say, of moving forward. And this is just a temporary inconvenience, okay? More than likely, you can shampoo those carpets carpets, it's not going to be a big deal, but you want your buyers in there enjoying your home and really visualizing themselves there. These booties, not so fun. So not recommending booties. Don't do it. Thanks for watching this video. Please comment down below with any topics you would like me to discuss. And of course, please subscribe to my channel and smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.